Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, X-Wing players, and anyone who is potentially interested in X-Wing or other Star Wars games, welcome to our channel. This is a channel that is dedicated to games inside the Star Wars universe. My call sign is BatMando. If you are new to X-Wing, then this is the channel to watch, and if you are getting into 2.5, then this is the place to be. Welcome to our Star Wars X-Wing community. If you are a brand new player to this game, then we just wanted to let you know that there are always plenty of pilots that are willing to help you at your local game store. There are plenty of veteran pilots out there that are willing to give you advice, insights, and strategies. But if you need more, that is what this channel is here for. This is our video series that we call Starfighter Orientation, where we smuggle all of the inside information that we can about every ship in the game. Even if you do not fly the faction of the ship that we are talking about in this video, it may be extremely useful to know all of its stats, actions, tactics, and top pilots. So, now, without any code clearance, I turn you over to your instructor. Best of luck to you, pilot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will be your instructor for the first ever Starfighter Orientation, and if you're going to kick off a series like this, then you have to start with the very ship that started the game, and we all know what that is, the one, the only T65 X-Wing. So here we go with our first ship, and of course we know this ship very, very well. We've seen it in all of the original trilogy. We have also seen it blow up a Death Star. We have seen it in virtually every battle that the Rebels have ever had. So let's go ahead and take a look at what makes this ship so good in the game and in attack for that matter. So here we are with a generic ship card, and as you can see from down below here, we have 3 attack dice, 2 green dice, 4 hull, 2 shields, and then as we slide on over here to the action bar, it already has a focus action, target lock action, barrel roll action, and if you equip it with S-foils, then you will be able to get a boost, but that boost will cost you 1 of the attack die. So now another cool thing that we need to take a look at is the ship dial. So it ranges anywhere between 1 and 4. So, and if you can get that boost in there, then you can go beyond 4. But again, you are kind of trading this for that at that point in time. So now, something that I want to go ahead and point out about the dial is that it has 3 red maneuvers to be aware of. It's really cool that it can do a 4K turn or a 3 Talon roll left or right, just in case, say, that a TIE fighter decides to slip in behind you. You can go ahead and flip around and try to take care of it before it takes care of you. Also, amongst the players, we have the phrase that Rebel players won forward to victory. So essentially what that means is that you can see a majority or some, or at least enough to count. You see Rebel players that will go ahead and start inching in slowly, and then when they are ready to charge, they can come in at a 3 or a 4, and they will start taking names and doing what they do as best as they can. So now, my only complaint about this dial is that it does not have a blue hard turn. So essentially, if you know that you're going to be stressed out, you are going to have to account for the fact that you will only be able to do a 1 forward or 1 bank, 2 forward or a 2 bank, and then if you have someone behind you while you're doing that, it is my hope that you're going to be able to barrel roll out of that ship's primary arc, which leads me to my next point, ladies and gentlemen, and that is tactics. So this ship is meant for assault. It is meant to go ahead and come in at the enemies face on and attack them as quick as possible. This is why I highly recommend that if you have the loadout capacity that for a particular pilot on this ship, that you go ahead and get some long-range torpedoes or missiles so that you can go ahead and fire from a distance, speed up against that ship, go in for a range 1 kill. this thing is not meant to be a support ship. It is not meant to really be a ship that does laps around the map just collecting objectives, although it can be used for that. But I'm just saying that this ship is meant to fight. This ship is meant to go ahead and dogfight, which is why majority of the 1.0 players still like it. So in which case, it is also meant to take out TIE fighters and other Imperial ships. So if that's what you are using it for, that is what it should be used for. All right, now, in which case, let's go ahead and move on to our next point, and that is our top pilots. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are my opinions, or my own 2 credits, if you will. If you have an opposition to it or a counter argument, then feel free to drop comments right onto the comment section of this video, because the more people read the comments, which pilots are, in your opinion, better, and whatever support that you have for your opinion, then the more they're learning, and then awesome. So in which case, you may have an opinion on a pilot that I may not necessarily agree with, but I will still see your arguments and say, well, that could work actually. Now, in which case, ladies and gentlemen, first off, one of my favorite pilots, if I can afford it, because let's face it, his cost is hefty, but his ability makes it all the worthwhile, and that is Wedge Antilles. So the ability to go ahead and reduce your defender's green dice by 1 while you perform an attack is paramount, especially if you are a 6. So you can come in, take the first strike, hopefully you get a lot of damage, and then maybe you have a couple of other T65s in the area, or even other rebel ships in the area, to hopefully follow up with focus fire and kill the ship that you originally took the first shot at. So now, speaking of focus fire, let's go ahead and move on to my second top pilot for the X-Wing, and that is going to be Garvin. So in which case, I'm going to tell you that I prefer the Battle of Yavin version of Garvin, and that's because he comes with advanced proton torpedoes. Now, I understand they're not long distance, but the ability, or the fact that they are able to get this into the loadout and still keep his original talent here, or as in his ability, after you spend a focus token, you may choose one friendly ship at range 1 to 3. That ship gains a focus token. Okay, cool. Then you throw on top of that the R5K6, which allows you to repair 1 damage or to repair a face-up ship damage card. Cool. And then you also have the ability of Hope, which, after a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 is destroyed, you may perform a focus or a boost action. All right, cool. So all these things really add up on Garvin. Garvin pilot card normal is just fine, but this as a whole package just seems a lot better. So, I mean, it just comes with a bow on top, if that makes sense. Now, the thing is, you may want to go ahead and put this ship out in front to be shot at first for defense. And as Garvin rolls defense, if he spends a focus, he could give that focus token to Wedge or Thane or another pilot that may have used their action to get a target lock, or they can hand it over to whoever is in need of a focus at that point in time, as long as they're within range 1 to 3. All right, so now, then of course, last but certainly not least, we need to go ahead and talk about Thane. Thane Kyrell, dude. What can I say about Thane? Because it is his ability that just is crazy. You can spend a result. It doesn't matter what the result is as long as it's not blank. And then you get to look at your defender's face down damage cards, choose one and expose it. So, and just imagine if your opponent has a direct hit under there. That means you're getting double the damage. So he is very much worth his weight in gold. So those are my top 3. Now, I'm certain there are other pilots watching this saying, what about this pilot? What about that pilot? What about Corran Horn? What about Luke? So feel free to drop your comments down below and let us know what you think of those particular pilots, or a pilot that I didn't even mention. Because I'm not saying that Cornhorn and Luke Skywalker are bad pilots. I'm just saying that these are the top 3 ships that I will go to before going to the other 2 pilots that were mentioned. Now, in which case, let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, jump on to the next slide, and thank you for watching. And what I will go ahead and say is, typically when our other guest hosts come on to do their ships, they're going to sign off about right now. So in which case, I do want to go ahead and say thank you to Darksider Dharmaset on DeviantArt for the use of their sci-fi dark wall texture here in our video. But let's go ahead and get back to our regular video. All right, thank you so much for all that useful information. If there was anything that you were unclear of during the video, we always provide these links in every video description of every video that we produce, and that is all the links to AMG, the community sites. We have a fandom for questions about ships, and then if you have questions about strategies or various other things, definitely check out the community hub. We're also going to tell you that we provide you links to all the list builders that we recommend, and with that being said, hopefully this helped you out. So if it did, help us out by clicking like on the videos that you like, and we know what more videos to create more of. Please make sure to subscribe to our future transmissions and get your friends to also subscribe as well, because we always need new pilots. That being said, thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram or friend us on Facebook, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below so that other people can see the questions and learn from them just like you. All right, so thank you to Slides Go, Flat Icon, Free Pick for the use of their media in our presentation, and as always, BatMando out.